Okay, so we are going through this unit on quadratic functions and equations in algebra to help my students go through that. Let me go ahead and make a new thing to write on here. All right, we're going to talk about the zero product property. And the zero product property basically says that if I have some number A times some number B and that equals 0, then either A equals 0 or B equals 0, or maybe both of them equals 0, but one of them equals 0. And we use that to solve quadratic equations by factoring. So enter the solutions from least to greatest. So we can see here we have negative 5x plus 4 times x minus 3 equals 0. So this is kind of like our A, and this is kind of like our B. So I know that this is 0 or that is 0, or maybe both are 0. So I'm going to solve for both. So I'm going to split this up into negative 5x plus 4. That can be 0, or x minus 3 can be 0. And here I'll solve this one first because that's easiest. We're going to add 3 to both sides and get x, get x equals 3. All right, and then over here I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. I'll get negative 5x is equal to negative 4. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 5. And I'm going to get x is equal to 4/5. So x, and they want the lesser x, so the lesser x is the smaller one, and that's this one. 4/5 is less than 1. So I have 4/5. And my greater x is 3. Here we go. I'm going to delete that, and I made that ugly, but it's okay. We'll move on. So here again we have g of x is x minus 2 times 3x plus 3, so we've already factored this, and it says find the zeros, and the 0 is when y is 0, or in this case g of x when the function is 0. So then we know that this is our a and this is our b, and a times b is 0, so one of those two is 0. So we need to go ahead and do these again. So I'm going to split these up. I either know x minus 2 is 0, or 3x plus 3 is equal to 0, and then this one I'm going to add 2 to both sides. I'll get x is 2, so one of those answers is 2. And here I'll subtract 3 from both sides, so you get 3x is equal to negative 3, and then divide both sides by 3. So x is equal to negative 1. So it wants the lesser x. Negative 1 is smaller than 2. And greater x, 2 is greater than negative 1. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that again. So solve for x, enter the solutions from least to greatest. So last time we had a function, and then we said the function is 0. We're going to find the zeros, but here we don't have a function, we just have an equation. So 2x plus 4 times 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. So I know that this is my a and then this is my b. So a must be 0 or b must be 0, or maybe both of them. So if something times something is 0, then one of those has to be 0. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to split these up. Whoops. Didn't do that. 2x plus 4 is equal to 0, or 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. And I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides, so I'm going to get 2x is equal to negative 4, and then I'm going to divide both sides by 2, so x is equal to negative 2. And over here, I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So I'll get 3x is equal to 2, and then I'll divide both sides by 3, so I'll get x is equal to 2/3. Now be very careful here. The lesser x, that's the smaller one, the negative number is the smaller one here, even though 2/3 looks like less than negative 2. And then the greater one is the positive one, and it tells me that I need to write it like this. Sometimes they have like a little place to make a fraction, but here they don't, and they just tell you write it using this slash over here. All right, we have one more. Find the zeros of the function. Enter the solutions from least to greatest. So here I have a function, and the function is something times something, and we want to find the zeros. The zeros means the function is 0. So if this is 0, then I have a times b, and a is 0 or b is 0. Okay? But it's only true when one side is 0. If it says find when h of x is equal to 3, we can't do that. Okay, it only happens when this is 0, is the zero product property. When a times b equals 0, then I know that one of those is 0, because if they're both not 0, then this can't be 0. Okay, so we'll go back again and we'll split these up. Negative 4x, almost forgot my x, minus 5 is equal to 0, or negative x plus 5 is equal to 0. So we're going to solve. I'm going to add x to both sides, and I'm going to get 5 is equal to x, and then I'm going to spin that around and have x equals 5. We could subtract 5 from both sides and then divide by negative 1. That works too. I'm going to add 5 to both sides, so I got negative 4x equals 5, and now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 4. So x is equal to negative 5/4. But the lesser one, the negative one, is the lesser one. Don't forget your negative. Like when I do this, not half the time, but like 1 in 10 times, I'll say something and then I'll type a different thing. And man, is that embarrassing. Okay, so that's how we do the zero product property.